Hey, this is Notser, and today's video we're taking a look at the Tier 8 Premium British Destroyer, Cossack. We're on the map Okinawa, and this is the new version of the Cossack. Build is on the screen. It is a very typical build. This is my Lightning Commander. I am missing 2 points. I would want Adrenaline Rush. I don't have it. But the Cossack buffs are fantastic, and that's the reason for the video. In 7.11, they improved the reload from 95 seconds to 66 seconds on the torpedoes, and you can still single launch them, and you can do everything that you expect you can, only the reload is way more manageable and usable, and it ends up feeling quite nice. They also improved the turret traverse speed. They doubled the speed it traverses at, so this gunboat has fantastic guns that can engage targets on its left and its right very easily. It has the British nimbleness. It has that baked-in acceleration. It has speed boost, has the British hydroacoustic, smoke. It has it all that you expect in a British destroyer, and it's a Tier 8 premium. So it makes it the perfect crew trainer for the Brits. And the line itself is fantastic. So a nice high-tier premium to go along with it. What more can you ask for? There's really nothing else here that would be necessary to recommend it. It's good. If you like DDs, if you like the Brits, you're going to like this DD. And we're going to try and incorporate the single launch torpedo systems. This enemy Duke of York is very close to spotting me. I do have my smoke charge, and I do kind of want to be a little aggressive. The goal was maybe set him on fire, force out damage control, and maybe the torps will hit. As it stands, it looks like he has hydroacoustic up, and I had forgotten at this point. Oh yes! The Duke of York. It has hydroacoustic, so we're going to speed boost out of here. And the Duke should definitely be close enough to spot. Yes, indeed, surface detect. I'm just going to angle and place smoke in between my ship and the enemy Duke of York. He gets off one salvo. We're able to not avoid it as well as I would have liked. But we're alive, and that's honestly better than most. Now look! Torpedoes, they're back up, basically, and I can single launch them once again. Unlike the Kid, having only one launcher isn't a big deal on the Cossack. It's actually pretty awesome. You still feel like you can get good torpedo hits on the target. You still feel like you have multiple torpedoes to send, so you can cross them up. But it's not so limiting that I feel an enemy battleship can take advantage of my lack of torpedoes. And the cooldown is so rapid that by the time he actually covers the distance, it's probably going to be back up. Look, it's about 30 seconds, and he's had to reverse in order to avoid this, and he's going to take a ton on the nose. And it does great damage. Causes a flood, forces out damage control, and our detection has bloomed back down. So, friendlies are going to be able to finish this guy off. I mean, he's absolutely going to die. 100% going to die. And I don't really want to wait for that. Since I'm in the area and there's multiple ships in front of me, I felt like if he wants to fire on me, he can fire on me. But I want the kill. I've done a ton of damage. We set a fire. It looks like he's going to, yes, indeed, he burns out. And A point is safe. There's a Boise, but we got friendlies that can handle that. My focus is more to get out into the open and engage enemy DDs and take them out. The Cossack is great for taking out DDs. It has 8 120mm guns with just enough penetration base that you don't have to invest in IFHE if you don't want to. That's the nice thing about the Cossack versus the... by the way, I have cats on my keyboard. But that's the nice thing about the Cossack versus the Jutland or the Daring. You don't need IFHE to just function. The Jutland and the Daring need it. People are aware of how to angle against their AP, and if you allow them to angle against your AP, you're not going to do very well. So you have to take IFHE, but the Cossack, it doesn't really have that downside. You could play it just fine, and that feels wonderful. Honestly, that's one of the best things about this ship. I can use it as a trainer to get up to a more powerful commander that I can then stick on my Jutland and my Daring, and I can feel like everything functions correctly in that grind. I really appreciate all that. You know, that's the best part of this ship and the Lightning, They're both fantastic, yet they don't need IFHE. So we use our smoke. We fire on the enemy DD a little bit. He is the focus. Absolutely the focus. Enemy Massachusetts is on approach. Since the enemy Massachusetts is on approach, I am definitely going to consider sending torpedoes, but he absolutely knows I'm here. And I need to consider, okay, how would I send torps to at least get a hit? And, oh yeah, my smoke, it's going away. So I really need to just keep sailing away as fast as possible. And a little misplay by me, but we're not gonna be disappointed in this, because it's gonna allow me to engage this lightning. He's out of his smoke. If I stay out of the smoke long enough, we should be able to kill the target. Oh, he's so low. The enemy, look at all that overpin AP. Don't you love it? Don't you absolutely love it? I would have been 100% dead to the battleship AP in this exact scenario in the last patch. But because they've changed it, I can be more bold in my play. And boy, is the secondaries harming me. Leave me alone. He totally wants to go after me. Look at him, look at him. He is just pushing into my ship. Another blind shot into the smoke. That's okay. We're going to continuously fire from behind the smoke. And I hopefully will drag him into my torpedoes, which, oh, by the way, they're back up once again. Adrenaline Rush will also contribute a lot to making the ship even better when I get those 2 points. But I just want to sail directly away, and I'm using my speed boost to get directly away. And I feel like I'm good enough. There is the aircraft rotating over, so I'm going to wait for the aircraft to pass by safely. And then I'm going to send out torpedoes sort of sporadically. I just want to get a strike on the target. And he absolutely is doing a great job just pushing into me, keeping the tempo up. He's forcing me to have to give more ground. And I can't contribute to anything else other than dealing with the Massachusetts. It looks like, maybe he might turn back into this torpedo. It looks good. It looks very good. Is it going to be... Oh, is it this close, really? Oh, just barely made contact. It did not cause a flood, so it doesn't force out damage control. I do still have my smoke, and because it's British, it is a very useful tool for popping for a short duration and denying that same smoke to the enemy if they sail towards it. By the time they get to it, it's gone. So I just use it as sort of a way to pause, get free damage for 20 or 30 seconds, look for a fire here or there, manipulate the line of sight game, obviously, so I'm never actually in line of sight of the enemy Massachusetts. It looks like he wants to give up the chase because it's just going to be incredibly annoying to keep it up. And all I really want is a fire. Please give me a fire. The smoke's about to dissipate. We probably have... That's the last salvo before we should be spotted. Verification. Is it going to happen? He puts out the one fire. He's a one fire kind of guy at this point. Probably for the best. He needs to try and maintain as much health as he can. But if one of those torpedoes made contact and it caused a flood, it would be over. But maybe in his mind he thinks, it's the Cossack. It only has one launcher. If a torpedo makes contact, it deserves to cause a flood. Otherwise, I should have the best chance to stay in the game long enough to maybe get another kill or two. It looks like he's going after the Buffalo. And because he's doing that, he's not going to be seen by me as I fire behind the island, but he will still be revealed so I can engage him. The friendlies are engaging a Dmitry Donskoy and another enemy ship. We have 2 bases to their 1, and now it's 2 versus 4. This is definitely looking good for us. I pause just to make sure he is not going to be, little cheeky, rotate his guns quick, take a pot shot at me, and then we'll be out of the game. We lose the friendly Vanguard because Dmitry Donskoy was able to torpedo him, of all things. Just crazy. But the shell arc's fine, so I can engage over the Massachusetts. I think we do have a fire stuck on his ship. And we get another fire stuck on a ship, which is great. And I'm completely safe. But now it's just me and a friendly Leon. against these two enemies. I would love the Massachusetts to be taken out, especially with the Dmitry Donskoy well away from my gun range, that it's not blooming out or causing any more threat to my ship than what I absolutely have to offer. And instead of deciding, okay, if I head north, I'm going to run into Dmitry Donskoy. He could have radar, and obviously that would suck. But I could head south, engage the Massachusetts, and maybe get a little bit extra damage. Probably not. It's probably just over at this point. Yeah, I'm too close to the island. It's really on my teammate to take him out. He does have a huge advantage in health, so I feel pretty confident that he can accomplish this. But I would like to spot Dmitry, so he knows a little bit of what's going on with the other enemy ship. Just verify, yes indeed, Leon is doing a good job. He does take out the Massachusetts. I think the Massachusetts tried to angle against AP, but the Leon had HE loaded, and it's irrelevant. You can't angle against 16 high explosive 380s. You're going to take high explosive damage at that point, and now there's only one. But we are moving into his radar range, and it's absolutely a fear. And yep, here it comes. I knew it was on the table. I had hoped that he was out of charges, but clearly he's not. And we get so fortunate. Can we dodge one more salvo? If we dodge one more salvo, he can't detect us. And I try my best to deny, but it's just not in time. He gets the shot. Great salvo from the Dmitry Donskoy. And now it's 1 versus 1. The enemy Dmitry versus Leon. There's really nothing more, though, that I can speak on the ship itself. The Cossack's great. It has outstanding maneuverability that the Brits love. It has the British smoke that allows you to disengage faster than a 20-second cooldown for being detected. You have really fast torpedo recharge. Your turrets have a great quality of life feel. They are really responsive. 120mm guns, very effective against enemy DDs, great fire potential. It also comes with speed boost, which is something that British ships do not normally have for their DDs. It's great. All the changes are fantastic. It has skyrocketed the ship to one of the best Tier 8 premiums, in my opinion, in the game. It's right up there with the Kid, the Loa Yang, all of those DDs that really dominate the Tier 8 bracket. I think the Cossack can be that and more. You know, it has the concealment, 5.5, that every DD wishes, but then it has gun systems that are really powerful, like almost too powerful with the turret traverse and the amount of guns. It feels borderline OP. And you know what? That's a good feeling. If they can always reach that feeling playing a ship, they've succeeded. Because other games where that's felt, a perfect example, Overwatch. Some of the characters, they feel just absolutely brutal in certain situations. And that's how the Cossack feels. When you go 1 versus 1 against an enemy DD and you isolate him, your superior concealment, you take him out before he can really react. One by one, you can work through all the enemy DDs, and then, on top of that, you've got great dot potential in the high explosive shell and the torpedo systems. It's great. Definitely recommend it. If you are working on the grind, there is a grind related to it. You've probably noticed that over the course of the last couple patches with this British directive, you've been earning currency that could allow you to buy the Cossack without spending, real money. I think it is a bargain at this point, just how good the ship is with these changes. And I highly encourage you, if you have any interest in DDs at all, it's definitely a DD worth focusing on. It has it all. It really has it all, and it's really fun to play, and I can't wait to play more of it. So 7-11, fantastic improvement to the Cossack. Highly recommend anyone take a look at it. If you're going up against it, keep in mind, it feels better and it is more powerful, so be very careful. We got 3 kills, 2,464 base XP, and the damage was pretty well distributed between all sources. Definitely like it. It's a really fun, masterful DD. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your thoughts in the comments. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.